Good evening, guys. Tonight I'm going to be presenting a bit on quantum mechanics. Now, I'm not aiming to highlight exactly what quantum mechanics or quantum physics is, but rather I'm going to be pointing fingers at the characteristics that quantum physics brings about, if you will. Now, towards the end of the 19th century, philosophers as well as physicists had a very bleak view on life. Now, this is because of the mechanistic view. The mechanistic view is basically the concept that the universe, the cosmos, and everything in it, as well as reality, was set in motion at some point. A lot of people like to throw the Big Bang Theory in there just to get that going. Then they have a domino effect. So with this domino effect, physicists have then gone to great lengths to understand every fundamental law of physics. Now, just about every law of physics towards the end of the 19th century was explained, and in wholly mechanistic terms. What this meant was that they were able to then go and look at even such things as living tissue and determine that it's nothing more than a scientific machine, which raises a lot of questions such as, well, what is life? What is intelligence? And do we even have souls? Now, to make matters worse is scientists were also able to create man-made machines which would mimic human traits such as intelligence and learning, as well as mimic emotions. So towards the end of the 19th century, the view on reality is a very bleak one. Humans are really nothing more than a machine. Even our own thoughts are just a process of our brain, and the brain is nothing more than something that we think thinks for us. Very bleak view. However, Max Planck and Werner Heisenberg were largely responsible for introducing something that brought physicists globally a lot of hope. And what they contributed was the quantum theory. Quantum theory itself is extensive and quite arduous to explain. However, it lends to so many of the untold mysteries that we have yet to really understand. Werner Heisenberg and Planck were basically just trying to understand matter itself better, and while studying the visual spectrum of light, they found these lines that were unexplainable. It perplexed them, which led them to study it further. And in their pursuit of understanding this, they then found that energy itself is not continuous, and matter is not infinitely divisible. Now, these seem like very small things, but from a physicist standpoint, these are huge claims to make. However, quantum physics continues to support these theories over and over again. Furthermore, the cosmos itself does not necessarily follow any kind of structured mechanistic view. So we say that one thing led to another, a domino effect, and well, to explain the entire universe and the cosmos, the planets aren't even arranged in a manner that makes sense. Take, for instance, this CD and this laser pointer, or photon emitter, if you will, and imagine, just for a second here, that this door is a recording screen, and whatever visual input reaches this door will be analyzed by a computer. Now I take this photon emitter and I shine it just once, causing one photon to travel through the center of the disk. Now as it travels through the center of the disk, it's going to experience some randomness. Whether it gets a kick upwards after exiting, or downwards, or in any direction, it then travels, if I held it perfectly in line, then travels through and hits our recording screen. Now, given a million units of time, and a million stimuli, or photons, traveling through this, we would then have a very large frequency and distribution here, judging I think it froze. Just move the mouse. I'll edit that. Alright. We would have a large distribution just because of the randomness effects of this surface acting as a filter even though it's not coming physically in contact with the photons that pass through it. However, if we then reverse the law of physics at any point and take that photon without observing it, it will travel directly back through and back into the photon emitter, essentially reversing time, if you will. We have the technology to do this, not to reverse time, but to reverse physics and to measure it. I just believe that the whole idea of quantum theory should be an encouragement, and especially to the Christian faith. Thank you. All right.
Even though you have to edit out stuff.